Hello everybody, it's Philly Kuts with another comic book haul. We are up to number 69. Dudes, can you believe it? You know, every week I get together and I just talk about my books with you guys. No big whoop. So let's get started. This is the first pull of 2016 and I got some good books for myself, some books that I'm really enjoying. I want to start off with an independent comic, a super independent comic. Amigo Straight Jacket. I believe this is part 3 of 4. This is just a fun book written by Master of Horror El Torres, and Guillermo Sana is doing the artwork, which is really cool. It's in black and white. It reminds me of Sin City because, yes, it predominantly is in just black and white, right? Like this. And then whenever there are red, the feeders come in and it's red. The feeders are these beings that kind of want to kill our protagonist. She has killed her brother when she was a teenager, or actually as a child rather, in order to protect the world from these feeders. So she killed her brother. Her brother crosses over into this other world where the feeders are, and the brother serves as a protector for the rest of us. Isn't that nice? Isn't that great? I really enjoyed the last issue because it showed a lot of rapport building between, oh God, what's her name here? Between Alex and her doctor, Dr. Thomas Hayes. There's some real dissension among the psychiatrists over what to diagnose Alex with. You know, is she schizophrenic? Does she just have a delusional disorder? So it's really cool. I mean, just the writing when the doctors are debating the diagnosis is really cool. Seems like El Torres really did his homework on, you know, the symptoms of these different diagnoses and what constitutes a differential diagnosis. So it's really cool to see that, you know, some kind of care taken into the mental health aspect of this. The creatures are really cool looking, really nasty, really scary, and you'll definitely get an eerie feeling when you read this. So I just want to say that this comic book has been a real treat. Try to find it if you can. It's in very limited publication. I think the first issue is still selling on eBay for like $100. But then again, I think for the first printing of issue number 1, there was only something like 900 of these produced. So if you get a chance, there's the back cover, which is really cool. If you get a chance, pick this up, man. El Torres, Amigo Comics, outstanding. Okay. Now, last week, I was bitching about Detective Comics kind of throwing us into the middle of the Robin Wars, right? Detective Comics last month, number 47, was essentially We Are Robin Part 3. Just threw you right into it. So, you know, you don't really have any idea what's going on like I did because I wasn't reading Robin Wars. I probably should have just not even picked the issue up, to tell you the truth. I probably should have just waited it out, got it on the cheap, you know, a few months down the line, but I ended up getting it. The month before that was like a one-shot where Commissioner Gordon teams up with the Justice League and they find some creature out in the middle of the Himalayas. Well, number 48 starts a brand new story arc, and it looks like Jim Gordon is kind of on his first mission, really settled in to being comfortable with Batman. He doesn't have a cape. That's one thing I didn't really notice with this new Batman, Jim Gordon's Batman, not in the mecha suit, is that he doesn't have a cape. And I like how they kind of keep you in Gordon's head. There he is saying, how the hell did he do all this crap while wearing a cape? Well, apparently this is a villain from Gordon's past. It's like a blast from the past. There he is loading a musket. And this villain seems to have the ability to take on other people's skin or mask himself. And some really weird stuff happens. Gordon finds like a body, and it looks like George Washington, of all people. Very, very strange. And then this character also has a whole bunch of different masks on his wall. There's a nice George Washington ass shot, people. I know you're loving that. But I don't know. It doesn't look like there are other famous characters in history or anything. I'm not really sure, what it is. But this guy, I guess, kind of has a real analog style of shape-shifting. And there he is, kind of taking off the GW mask. So really, really interesting. Kind of interested to see where this goes. I have no idea who this villain could be from his past. And it really has Bullock and Gordon kind of going through some old school detective work and really putting the detective in Detective Comics, especially in this extended morgue scene where they really inspect this body and try to figure out some different things. There he is. So the villain is like George Washington, and he's leaving George Washington bodies. So go figure. Kind of weird. All right. Action Comics number 48. The whole story with Vandal Savage continues. They got me, right? I've been dealing with learning about Vandal Savage because he was a main focus in Batman Superman, the comic, and then also in the last annual, Superman number 3. If you really want to learn about Vandal Savage, his origin story is contained therein. So it's really interesting, pretty cool. And that's what kind of got me hooked on Action Comics. I don't buy Action Comics. I buy Superman. But I haven't dipped into Action Comics yet. This continues the story of Vandal Savage. Savage Dawn. Vandal Savage is kicking ass right now. Apparently he's the reason behind Batman's power shortage. Superman's power shortage. If you've been reading Superman lately, he is vastly depowered. He's missing a lot of his superpowers. He can't even fly. No, laser visions and stuff like that. He does have his solar flare, the new power. But Vandal Savage has taken control of the Justice League Tower, wreaking havoc. Superman gets an assist from Justice League United. I guess Justice League United had a book before Convergence. They're one of those Convergence reboot casualties. So if you were a Justice League United fan, you may want to hop on this issue because they have them in here. And you just learn more and more about Vandal Savage's plot. Not only did he want to depower Superman, but he's also setting off these like black hole bombs throughout Metropolis, as you can see. So I'm interested to see where this goes. But then again, I'm pissed off because I get to the last page of this book and I'm fucking sucked in like I didn't want to be, and it says Savage Dawn continues in Superman Wonder Woman number 26, which is a book that I don't buy as well. So I'm just going to take one of the readers, one of the watchers' advice. I don't remember who left the comment, but they just basically said, dude, if you're enjoying the story, just buy the book. And I can see what you're saying. It just pisses me off, the business practice with all the cross-ins and the tie-ins. But then again, I mean, this is DC. It's what they do, right? I don't know why I should change my expectation on that. Even though DC said that they were going to, post-conversions hold back on a lot of that type of stuff. But, I don't know. That's like a staple business practice for the big two, right? Marvel, DC. It's like they're the biggest culprits in the world over that stuff. So I don't know what I'm expecting. Maybe I just need to learn, to not buy every issue of a character that I like. If the stories are crap, like there was probably no reason for me to buy Detective Comics number 47 last month. I guess it was simply a matter of, wanting to keep buying the issues so I have them all, But I probably could have waited down the line and got that for a much cheaper price. I really got to start doing that, man. Coming up with better buying strategies. Anyway, I'll get into it in a more in-depth video. All right, number 48 of Green Lantern. Man, this is the year of 48s, huh? Green Lantern. And lo and behold, look, it looks like he's going to have a showdown with Batman, Commissioner Gordon. Last issue, some hijinks abound. Green Lantern returns home to check on his family, and a terrorist plants a bomb on the boardwalk in Coast City, and his family gets affected. I think mainly his brother. I think a Ferris wheel freaking collapsed on him. Well, this continues right where it left off. The person behind this act of terror in Coast City is none other than Sonar, and he is part of the Modaran Separatist Army, which I have no clue what that is. I don't even know anything about Sonar, so this will be a completely new experience for me, learning about Sonar. He reveals his intentions on broadcast television, and it leads the rogue Green Lantern to Gotham City. And there is our favorite Bat. No, actually, I like Bruce Wayne better than Commissioner Gordon Batman, for sure. I definitely do. That could be a whole nother video in and of itself. But anyway, they get into a pissing contest a little bit, you know. Batman's like, I'm the policeman of Gotham City, and Green Lantern's like, fuck you, I'm the policeman of Sector 2814, fucking Earth, motherfucker. That's kind of like what it gets down to. But, I don't know, we learn more about this terrorist plot. We also get teased a little bit more with the Parallax. Parallax apparently was the one behind putting the Green Lantern Corps and all the other Green Lanterns in the Green Lantern universe into that parallel universe in a land far, far away, also of another time far away. So we learn a little bit more about that. Parallax kind of catches wind of what's going on with Hal Jordan on Earth, and I'm not going to ruin it for you guys, but it just gets teased a little bit here. Just a little teaser. Yeah, Billy Tan drawing Parallax. He's looking good. So, I guess we'll see how it goes, you know. Green Lantern continues to be rogue, man. Another storyline that's been going on for quite a long time. I'm going to give DC that. These new takes that they're having on their big, big characters, their AAA hitters, has gone on a lot longer than I thought it would. All right. Swamp Thing. This was another casualty of Convergence. Swamp Thing was done away with after Convergence. This is, as you can see, a number 1 of 6. Nice $2.99 price point. On the writing team for this is one of the co-creators of Swamp Thing, and it's Len Wein, who created Swamp Thing. And I guess the whole premise behind this book is it's kind of a return to the 70s style Swamp Thing, which I guess was a lot of like mysteries, spooky kind of tales, kind of like Tales from the Crypt. Tales from the Crypt. Oh my God, I'm like talking about cereal. Tales from the Crypt-esque stories. So I kind of enjoy that. I'm really looking forward to seeing how this goes. I guess they say that Swamp Thing's dialogue has been, you know, kind of changed back to the way he was in the original series. I guess he wasn't as elegant as, say, Scott Snyder's Swamp Thing or Charles Soule's Swamp Thing. So, I don't know. I have no reference point. The only exposure I've had to Swamp Thing is that he's shown up in Aquaman occasionally. And my last issue of Constantine, Swamp Thing, was helping Constantine solve murders in Central Park that were being committed by trees. So, I'm hoping there's kind of like an environmentalist bent in these. There's some more Swamp Things. Some zombies show up in this. I mean, Swamp Thing looks jacked, man. I mean, he looks like Kai Green, man. He looks like an apex predator there. I mean, he is just jacked, dude. I mean, he does look much different than the other Swamp Things that I've seen. You know, the other Swamp Things is kind of have more plants and stuff growing out of them, but this one's a little bit different. That does look like Tales of the Crypt, doesn't it? That's a zombie creature that he encounters in this. So I'm looking forward to it, and I'll let you guys know. Only 6 issues, right? Okay, Vader Down continues. Star Wars number 14. It looks like the Battle of the Wookiees continues. The name of this Wookiee here is Black Christian. Sounds like it's Black Christian, which I don't know what's up with that. And Chewbacca, they do it out. Also, the last issue in Darth Vader number 14, we were introduced to a new, I guess, Jedi in training. He's more mechanical than even Darth Vader is. It's like this General Akbar robot. I'm trying to figure out what his name is. Carbon. So he's like General Akbar, part Darth Vader, part General Grievous, because he has 4 arms. There he is here. Him and Darth Vader end up duking it out. They have some beef. Corbin kind of tells him, hey man, you're fucking old school. I'm new school. I'm the wave of the future. Your Force shit is crap. I mean, Darth Vader's been hearing that since New Hope, right? There's a Wookiee bear hug. So those two get at it. And I don't know. It's kind of like they're kind of pairing up all these new characters against old characters. Last issue, the droids, C-3PO, R2-D2 kind of got it on with 000 and BT-1, which was kind of cool. You had Han Solo in the last issue going up against, I don't know, that Lara Croft character. I can't quite remember her name. But this Wookiee battle goes on for quite a long time. I don't know. It just seems kind of bleh. I've been kind of disappointed with Vader Down. I don't really feel like they're adding too much new to Star Wars, really. It's kind of like these two both crash land on the same planet, and then it's kind of like them trying to merge together to do a battle. It's kind of anticlimactic, because if it does follow, Star Wars from New Hope to Empire Strikes Back, we know that Luke and Darth Vader never had a conflict directly or a lightsaber battle, right, until Empire Strikes Back, if I'm correct. So I don't know, it's kind of anticlimactic. I guess we'll kind of see what kind of spoils that, like what kind of prevents that battle from happening. So I guess we'll see. I don't know. Who knows, man? Who knows? All right, and then another new Star Wars comic book, which is interesting. This is the first one of these mini-series, this is 5 issues, that focuses on the prequels, episodes 1, 2, and 3. Now, apparently this is Obi-Wan and Anakin, this takes place in between episode 1 and episode 2. There's lots of flashbacks in this story. The artwork looks great by Marco Cicchetto. He's done a lot of work on some other Star Wars titles since this Marvel Disney buyout. Charles Soule is the writer. He did Lando Calrissian, I believe, Lando, which was a great series, great miniseries. Probably my favorite one so far since I started getting all these Marvel Star Wars books. There they are together. There's an adolescent Anakin and Obi-Wan. I don't know if it so much looks like, who's that Scottish actor there? I can't remember his name. Anyway, he's in Trainspotting. You know who the hell I'm talking about. I don't know if it so much looks like him anymore. And Hayden Christensen, I don't know. We have Emperor Palpatine in here, Senator Palpatine. And this book, too, also kind of focuses on the relationship that Palpatine had with Anakin. And I think maybe we're going to see some of these early influences Palpatine had on Anakin, which is kind of scary. And I don't know, how much an older person can influence a younger person, the mentorship and the scary direction that things can go when you think of that stuff. So kind of psyched that this is kind of focusing on the prequel universe And I've always been kind of interested in, you know, Obi-Wan and his earlier adventures. In the Star Wars main series, I don't know, I think about around issue 6 or 7, they kind of focused on the Obi-Wan's like journal. Luke Skywalker had found a journal of Obi-Wan and his past adventures, and that was really interesting. So I would love it if they came out with a series that just focused on Obi-Wan and his old adventures. So I guess we'll see how Obi-Wan and Anakin goes, right? All right, and then finally, one comic from Image, Bitch Planet. This has been on hiatus. This is number 6. This has been on hiatus for like 4 months. So I'm like racking my brain trying to remember what the hell happened. In the last issue, issue number 5, if you remember, they had their scrimmage against the prison guards. Check out that picture. Wow. Miko Maki ended up dead. She got killed by the guards in the scrimmage. Well, this is Miko Maki's, the person's whose ass I showed you in the beginning here. Actually, this is a sexual assault going on here, which is terrible. I guess they give you a statistic here. 1 out of every 6 women has to deal with that, unfortunately. They actually give an advisory here. It's a flashback issue. I'll let you guys read this. Elements and images related to sexual assault. We encourage you to evaluate your comfort level before deciding to continue. Bitch Planet's main narrative will resume with issue 7. So pretty serious subject matter. I don't mean to make light of it. But it gives Mako's backstory. It kind of shows a lot of stuff from her childhood. And I guess, as you can see, past trauma that she's been through. And it also gives us an indication as to why she ended up in prison for non-compliance. Look up Bitch Planet, man. This is a great book. Lots of serious subject matter in here. Deals with a lot of the patriarchy, a lot of the issues that women in this society deal with. It's pretty crazy. It's kind of like the men completely rule and run everything. And if the women do not comply, do not behave in a certain way, they are sent to prison. And this prison planet, Bitch Planet, is kind of out in the middle of nowhere. But it's just great. I mean, this is actually a book that I've gotten my girlfriend to read, and she does not have any interest in comic books. She doesn't like comic books. She kind of thinks it's a bit foolish how much money and time that I spend on comic books. But it's kind of cool that I got her into this, you know. And now she's starting to read Plutonia. I'm collecting those issues up for her. So actually all these issues do end up with my girlfriend. She actually has issues 1 through 5. She's read them all. I've read them all. So I read them and then I give them to her. Interesting stuff. And they give you these pretty intense articles at the end of the book. So there's one article here. And then there's this weird story about a woman and vaginal art and how difficult it is for feminism to take hold in Japan. And yeah, there's her like Play-Doh molds of her vagina, of her VJ, man. Yeah, interesting. I never thought that I was going to see that in a comic book. But wait, there's more. There's even more stories here. Well, actually, just a long, extended Q&A session here. But this is written by, oh God, she does Captain Marvel, right? Kelly Sue DeConnick. So, pretty serious issue, and my camera is wicked blurry, and I'm sorry if it was like this for most of the video. I gotta start filming with my other camera. I'm real sorry, guys. I was a little all over the place this episode, but that's it. Those are my issues. I'm sticking to them. Still fucking pissed about Superman. All right, let me pick a cover of the week. Ooh, it's just tough, man. I'm kind of liking the Swamp Thing or the Straight Jacket cover. I'll tell you what, man. I'm going to go with Straight Jacket, baby. giving Amigo love, because I love the story so much. If you can, pick this book up, dude. You will not be disappointed. You will not be disappointed. All right, guys, that's another episode in the books. Let me know what you're liking, what you're disliking. Please leave a comment in the section below. Let me know what you're reading. I'm always interested, and peace. Bye.